Hello and welcome to Country Life Simple. Happy New Year! I know it's a little bit late, but unfortunately I was quite sick when I came back from Germany. I spent the end of last year and the first half of January in bed being quite unwell. I'm a lot better now, still not 100%, but a lot better now. So I think I still can say Happy New Year. And I want to talk about my New Year's resolution and my start to the year. So my New Year's resolution for 2023 is to be gentle to myself, to be gentle to others, to be gentle to the world in a sustainable way. I had plenty of time to think about that, and I think in previous years I have always tried to do so much and achieve so much that it is quite difficult and overwhelming to do everything I wanted to do. And I don't really want to go and sort of say, no, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that. I really do think I can do everything. But what I notice is that I just, instead of incorporating everything I always wanted to do, bake bread, make cheese, do a veggie garden, learn preserving and canning, have chickens, have a dog, do dog trials, do craft, sew my own clothes, knit. What else do I do? Work. I've worked full time in an executive position, so I spend a lot of time at work as well, and I enjoy going to work. I love my job. I can't do everything all the time, and in the last few years I feel that I have, and when I was lying in bed all sick and sorry for myself and too sick to even read or watch a movie, I just had a lot of time to think. And I thought, the reason why I can do all of this is because I'm not doing it all at once. I'm just doing it bit by bit. I concentrate on one thing at the time and try to get it into my routine and learn about it. And once it's there and I've done it, then I can move on to the next one if I want to. So as an example, I operate by seasons. I guess it's the easiest way to describe it. So normally in January here in Rockhampton, Central Queensland, it is very hot and not quite comfortable outside. It's just too hot. It's not enjoyable going outside and spending a lot of time out there. So I prefer to be inside. And normally in January, work is fairly quiet. It's school holidays, a lot of people are away, and I actually have normal 7.6 hour work days. So I do spend January cleaning the house. When I say cleaning the house, I mean every nook and cranny. I take everything out of the cupboard, clean it, declutter, get rid of things, reorganize items. And I don't do this all at once. I'll do that over the month of January, sometimes even into February, however long it takes. I'm not spending hours on it every day. I just do, a little bit at a time. One shelf today, a cupboard the next, and so on. I also like to do craft in summer because it's a nice hobby I can do inside. I don't have to venture outside for it. I've got the time and patience to do it without thinking, oh, I could be going into the garden and doing something there. I'll spend a lot of time doing craft. And then when it gets cooler in April, I really like going back into the garden. And I normally, my veggie garden normally finishes in December, and I plant a green manure on my garden beds, and then in April I cut that down and work it into the soil, fertilize, remulch, and plant seeds for the coming season. It's a really enjoyable time to be in the garden because it's still warm but not hot. The sun is still out. It's normally quite dry, so it's quite dry here most of the time anyway, but it's a good time of the year to be in the garden. So I enjoy spending that time there. And then when it gets even cooler in our winter, the Queensland winter, I love doing dog trials because Janus, as you might have seen him, he's quite hairy. He doesn't enjoy the heat either, so he likes to relax during summer. And then in winter he comes out, all active and wants to do stuff. So we do trials and competitions and longer hikes and all these kind of things. And that's how I sort of have established my routines for the year, for the seasons. And once I've done all of that, I noticed I actually haven't taken care of myself very much. And it was my mum who reminded me of having to take care of myself. That, you know, I need to relax more, but I also need to look after, you know, after my skin, after my appearance. And that wasn't of importance to me beforehand. And I started doing that. I picked that up, and in the beginning I found that overwhelming because it took me a long time. It took me a long time to choose clothes and get makeup done. But again, you know, I tried to find more efficient ways. I established a capsule wardrobe, so now it doesn't take me any time anymore to choose my clothes because whatever I grab, it will fit and match. And when I was in Germany, I picked up from my sister. She always, when she had her lunch or dinner, she always made everything so nice. She had her dinner with a nice side salad. She set the table up beautifully with candles and nice cutlery and serviettes and all of that. Everything was just nice around it. The way she presented the food, and it was just for her. And I thought, yeah, this is really important as well. When you do have, I used to sit in front of the computer at work and have my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner with Steve in front of the TV. And I stopped doing that. We still have dinner in front of the TV because Steve likes it that way. But when I have my breakfast or when I have my lunch, I sit alone. And I might read a magazine or, you know, something like that. But I enjoy. I'm not looking at my work emails. I'm concentrating on my food. I do make that little side salad. I think I always had a side salad nearly every meal since I came back because my sister did that too. So there's always little things you pick up from people. And so another thing I do in January, I read a couple of books I like to go through at the beginning of the year. One is the Barefoot Investor. This is one of my go-to books. It's the only money guide you ever need, and I have to say I've followed him, and yep, he's right. I find it very easy to organize my finances, and I have saved heaps of money since I followed his advice. But every year when I read the book, there's something new I pick up, something I might have missed, or something which might have changed in my lifestyle, which I now can implement, which I wasn't able to implement before. I mean, even the first few steps he mentions to, you know, set up your buckets. For those of you who have read the book, he's talking about have an account for your daily spend, all your normal, you know, your must spends, your mortgage or your rent and your electricity and your food, and then have a splurge and a smile account for sort of longer term goals. And he gives a percentage ratio for these accounts. When I first started, I wasn't able to have the percentage he recommended. I was nowhere near it, and I thought I would never be able to, but now I'm actually under it. I spend way less than he suggests one would spend normally on their daily expenses. And that is over the years. It didn't come overnight. It didn't come in in 2 months. It just developed. Another book I like to read as well is The Simple Home from Rhonda Hetzel. She has, this is quite nicely laid out by month. So she's got a different topic every month, and I actually do read it at the beginning of each month or during the month for each different area. Just again, because you don't want to do everything at the same time, you just want to do items bit by bit. She's got another book which I first read when I first discovered her, Down to Earth. I really couldn't recommend this book. I love this book. It's one of my favorites, and as you can see, I have things earmarked. I use this all the time, and that's a book I normally read as well. And I always pick up something new, but it helped me to establish myself, establish my routines, the cooking routine, the cleaning routine, cleaning recipes. Although I do not follow all of those recipes, I have developed a lot of my own recipes for cleaning, but it got me started, and that's That's what you sort of look for. So without further ado, I don't want to, you know, rabble on too long here, but I hope you all have had a good break and are ready to go for this year. And I hope you join me in some of my videos where I show you some of these things I just mentioned. I want to show you how I bake bread and how I preserve things and new recipes I try. And there will be failures. There always are failures. That's just normal. But I also want to show you some of my routines, some of the items I tackled and became more efficient in and I'm really happy with now. Might it be, you know, my capsule wardrobe or my how I declutter paperwork and how I deal with paperwork these days and the likes. So thanks for joining. I hope you tune in again, and if you have any specific items you want me to raise or talk about, please let me know in the comment boxes down below, and I look forward to spend some time with you in 2023. Thank you. Bye.